Greetings, guys. So I've been really, thinking more around about what it actually means to be a small business in South Africa because our government, shame, they expect us to be superheroes. From last year till now, how are we supposed to survive? I remember last year when I think it was around about March. A month prior to that, I've just got into a car accident, which was very traumatizing, to be honest, guys. A Mawabawi accident before, you must know how traumatizing it is, financially and also emotionally. But anyway, so I was like, okay, March, I'm gonna buy a new car, which I did. Literally, when I just bought a new car, I haven't even drove that car. I was still waiting for them to actually deliver the car. I think a day or two they told us that we're going to lockdown. So here I am. I just bought a new car. I can't even drive it around. I literally drove the car around town, and then I put it in under the parking, and that was basically because the following day I had to start the lockdown. Now, back to business. So, for the next, I don't know, 9 months, 10 months, we had to actually live under the conditions of lockdowns that were just never ending. Well, at that time, it was understandable because the entire world was going through the very same thing. I mean, in fact, I saw our government that they were doing their best. In fact, when I was watching our president, I would really feel for him. I would see even the emotions. Yo, this man is under the stress. But now, 2021, I was like, okay, now because they've learned from 2021, from 2020, definitely 2021, they're going to have a better strategy. They're going to have a way to prevent lockdowns because lockdowns, they really did a serious damage economic wise. But we understood, comrade, that it was to save people. Okay. 2021 comes, we all like, I don't know, psyched and energized. Okay, we're starting this year, we're working. I'm telling my team, guys, we're gonna work so hard this year to rebuild and to regain whatever that we lost from last year. And then this year starts, and all of a sudden we start to have lockdowns once again. So in my head, I'm like, okay, but I thought we were done with lockdowns. I thought by now the government, because of the plans they were talking about, they could have implemented those plans so that we can prevent lockdowns. Because I mean, of course, we knew that COVID wasn't gonna be gone by 2021, but from my understanding, the government by 2021, which the second year, would have been able to actually have a new plan to contain the disease so that we can be able to continue with our lives because we saw the damage that the COVID lockdowns did into small businesses. I mean, there's many businesses that couldn't make it past 2020. Businesses that made to 2021, those are the people that came up with really creative ideas. I mean, even for me, if I didn't have a business plan, I don't even know if we would be able to make it past 2020 because we tried every system that is out there. With the banks, with everything, we tried everything that is out there to actually remain in business, and we did remain in business. So now we find ourselves in 2021, mid-July, in a position where we have a lockdown and we have the worst condition there is. People are looting and they're doing the worst of the worst. There's many black businesses that have been looted. People that have lost all of their businesses due to people that just came and took everything just like that. So now my question to the government is, what is it that actually went wrong that we find ourselves in this position where people have been so angry to an extent that they go out there and start looting? I don't want to get into the politics of what have happened. I don't want to talk about what have really happened, but I'm talking on behalf of small business. What is actually expected from small businesses if the government haven't been able to actually come up with the plan to contain the spread of COVID? I mean, by now, we should have had a way to actually contain the spread of COVID. We should have had more hospitals. We should have had more people vaccinated. I mean, we knew in time we had, I don't know, 10 months, 11 months from last year. And I don't even count months from this year. and we still find ourselves in a position where we don't even know what is going to happen tomorrow. It is a very frustrating feeling to be a small business and you thinking, what is going to happen even tomorrow? Because I have no idea what is currently happening in my country. I mean, I really feel sorry for businesses that have been looted, especially those small businesses, those people that were trying so hard to build something. I mean, I remember last year, our office was broken into. They stole a lot of things from us. I know how much stress and how much setback you have. I never spoke about this. There's a lot of things that have happened in my life. I just decided to keep within me. They took everything. I remember it was December 25th. They phoned me and they told me our office was broken into. They stole computers. They stole this and this and that. So I know exactly the feeling when you've worked so hard and then someone just comes and take. And I guess I pose a challenge into our government in actually making sure that they provide a way forward and they have some sense of a direction of what is going to happen from now going forward, because as small businesses we've been suffering long enough, and if this continues, it's quite apparent then by the end of this year we're not going to have small businesses, because even businesses, small businesses that are there, I don't even know how they've been able to survive. In fact, like in Guatuleli's Score, because it's been a very challenging 2 years. So we really beg our government to actually start considering small businesses, because siphila kabuhlungu at this given moment. We need your intervention so that we can be able to survive. Well, I didn't want to be emotional about it, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on this one because it's quite concerning, to be honest, guys. We want to actually build our businesses. We are young. We want to be able to contribute to the economy, but we need the government to also ukuthi nayadlala irole yawo. We understand ukuthi they are under the stress of COVID, but they must be able to actually balance all things. Let's be careful not to actually focus so much in preventing consequences of COVID while we're creating other consequences, because what is currently happening now, we're focusing so much only on COVID and not realizing that we're having way more people that become unemployed. And we know for a fact that the more people are unemployed, the more we're going to have crime. And the more we have crime, the more people are going to be dependent upon government. So we have to balance the two. I am just a young entrepreneur who's a little bit concerned with what is currently happening in our country, but we hope we're going to have a way forward. It's hard to be positive in these days, but my message to you as a small business owner, just remain positive, even though it's hard to be positive at this given moment, but that's what I can be able to say. And we hope soon enough we're going to see a light in the end of the tunnel. Guys, you take care of yourself. Thank you very much for spending the last 8 minutes listening to me.